Whoops, LinkedIn says you're not.
Yeah, we just click OK to that. Good morning, everybody. It's the 1st of December. We are Signal Centre Talking Bull. I'm Joe Neighbour, joined by Ian Coleman and Steve O'Hare. Good morning, guys.
Morning all.
Good morning.
How are we doing?
Average,
Oh.
very average.
Fair to
All
middling.
good in the hood.
First of the month. Advent calendars today. Hopefully you've already opened those.
No, I haven't got one, mate.
Oh,
Don't believe in that. All that.
No, I didn't get one either.
Cardboard.
Who's got their Christmas tree up yet?
Yeah.
No.
You have.
Oh,
Jack.
I have actually. I have.
Yeah,
There is one out there.
Tash had it up over a week ago, I think.
What?
Yeah, I'm not a fan. I don't think you should mention anything Christmas until December. So I just get labelled a Scrooge in my house because of that. But
Snap, bar humbug.
Yeah, let them crack on. Anyway, what's going on today with the markets? It's a bullish start for
It's gone again, isn't it?
stocks by the looks of things. Yesterday, certainly looking at the FTSE anyway, there was a big old sell-off after the 4:30 close, and I think that was down to OPEC delaying their meeting by a further 2 days. Obviously, some big oil numbers on the FTSE 100, BP, and Royal Dutch Shell. So if they have a big move in either direction, then that tends to have quite a significant impact on the overall index. But you wouldn't know today because everything is looking pretty rosy. We have FTSE up 1.3%, CAC up over 1%, DAX 0.75%. So it's all looking, as Ian says, back to risk on. It looks like we got a deal sorted with Europe yesterday as well.
Did we?
Although having,
I'm going to say we kept that quiet.
I saw a tweet yesterday saying that they'd agreed a deal, but it looks like Angela Merkel is pushing back on that a little bit and threatened to veto the $2.2 trillion package over some sort of dispute, over democratic standards. So that still continues to rumble on, but as you say, markets wouldn't, you wouldn't have thought that given seeing what markets are doing this morning. So, if you want to run through some charts, I'm not in control of it today, so I can't.
I don't mind
can.
looking at.
Go on, Stevie. You go first.
I'll look at just run through the indices first. Obviously, in the last hour, we've had a decent rally in the FTSE, and yes, obviously. Let's take a look at this. We're talking about the same levels, getting close to the 65.15. Looks like we could have a sort of like a push higher today. We've reacted off the weekly Ichimoku cloud and pushing nicely higher into the sort of like the shorter term time frames. You can see on the daily chart, looks like a bit of a bullish flag here. So if we do get a break of that 65.15, we could be looking at a really nice move up. A bullish flag would basically have a measured move target of somewhere around about 7,400. So watch out for that. In the DAX, we can see in the last hour, the market dipped lower aggressively, got down to 13,335, and it's reacted higher. It's almost up nearly a point from there, and looking to extend that gains this morning. I think we'll find resistance on the way up, but it's a very positive start on the European side of things. Also, the Dow has recovered from the early setbacks, and that's already pushing higher than the overnight session highs, and looks like it's going to be targeting the psychological 30,000 level. Nasdaq, not quite the same story in Nasdaq. That's obviously taken a little bit of a hit. So the technology sector giving up the gains for the more standard assets that people like to trade. S&P 500s again pushing higher after the initial sell-off. So also just taking a look really at China. China's had a decent recovery over the last few weeks. We've seen sort of like really good gains. And back up to just above 17,000, so broken above the sort of key psychological level of 17,000. And on the day, it's posting, although we posted a shooting star yesterday. You see it here. That's a shooting star. it's not confirming it today, and it's pushing higher than the open of yesterday. So that's pretty positive on the China side of things. Despite obviously yesterday, Trump was noting that he's going to put a few more big companies on the can't trade with list. So he's trying everything he can to continue the mayhem he's caused. The Hang Seng on the daily chart again yesterday, bearish engulfing candle, but a great start this morning. It feels to me like we are going to get a continuation on the indices high this morning. So I'm going to be looking for the gun to head challenge, and maybe just also mention gold. This is on the daily chart. Looks like forming a morning star formation. That's a really positive formation. We had the bullish hammer yesterday, the sell off the day before, and this will be confirmed by a close around these levels. Above 18,000 would be really good, because that'll be a slight psychological level, and that should allow a further push higher, maybe even up to 1850. It's a bit early to call that, but if this continuation higher is able to hold on to these gains, I really like gold as well.
Nice.
That's me.
Thank you, Steve. Ian, what's going on with the FX world?
I don't know, is the honest answer.
No one does.
I'm a tad confused. Keep on getting some nice patterns, and they just get wiped out. I mean, you've got some sort of negative views here. So this is the monthly chart. So we've clearly broken out of this channel formation to the downside, which should suggest, especially with a bearish outside month, that the long-term picture is negative. When you look at these charts, is the weekly chart. I've got a confluence area a bit down here, 91.40, 91.11, but whether or not that's going to stall this current sell-off, I'm unsure. And if you go to these levels, this is the daily chart. Again, you've got some, let me just pull this in a bit. You've got some confluence areas, but these aren't, in fact, 1963, 89.52. It's a big range, so I don't know whether or not you'd actually call that a butterfly formation. Plus, that stalled at 50%, and it should be at 61.8%. So, sort of trying to fudge it. But 8 hours, again, nothing really down here until 91.07. I mean, yesterday we got these really sort of clear bullish outside candles. That 4-hour candle actually took out over a day's worth of previous selling. So looked really positive, kept on going to the upside, and then in overnight trade with sort of buoyancy in stocks, we've just seen this move, this sell-off again in the dollar index as stocks move to the upside. If you reflect that back on a few of the majors, and they are at critical points. I mean, I thought this was going to hold yesterday. This is the daily chart. So again, you've got a really sort of half decent reversal candle there. All the initial gains got sold into. It's an 88.6% fib. So normally you'd think, well, that's quite decent risk reward. But again, we've just pushed higher. I think sterling dollar is probably, if you're going to play any of them on this on the long side of the dollar, the US dollar, then this is probably the one to go for. Got a confluence area, so I highlighted that a while ago, 134.06. It was a daily, a 1-hour pattern. We've made a 134.07 high this morning. As long as it gets down here within the next sort of few hours, then that could be regarded as a retest of the wedge formation. But at the moment, we've retested it that many times. But the risk reward factor is pretty decent on that one. Dollar Swiss, I had this pattern, 90.004 for a confluence area. Again, it stopped short. Got a really nice reversal formation there. It's a morning doji star. decent move up with that dollar index rally yesterday, but again, it's just turning around. So if we get down there again with risk below here, that's worth probably a punt to the upside. Dollar yen is really, as we were saying yesterday, sort of in no man's land at the moment. If you can get up towards these sort of levels, 104.66, 104.57, then there's potential for a shorting opportunity down to 102.50 or 103.50 and 102.50. There's two different patterns down there. Dollar CAD, again, sort of dominated by oil at the moment. So I think this was probably the announcement yesterday that they were going to delay it for a couple of days, and we've got that move to the upside. But again, that's just been wiped out again at the moment. I'm going to have to take this call. Joe, do you just want to take over? I've got about 4 missed calls, so I'm going to have to see what the issue is.
Okay, no worries.
Share your screen.
Yeah, sure. Okay, so we can have a look at the gun to the head stuff from yesterday. As Ian mentioned, I think it's a real struggle at the minute in that we're not seeing any sort of follow through. So as technical analysts, it's a bit of a struggle trying to make any sense of what we're seeing, because as I say, these technical patterns appear to be failing and not following through in the sort of expected direction. So yesterday we had trades on cable, euro sterling, and New Zealand dollar, US dollar, and they all got stopped out again. So that's 6 in a row for us, which isn't obviously ideal. And you know, we are under pressure. We put ourselves under pressure to make these calls live every day. So there's nowhere to hide with them, unfortunately, but that's just the way it goes. So this is where we're looking overall. You know, clearly we've had a pretty good year all in all, but this drawdown is biting a little bit. And you know, if you'd started following us somewhere up here, you're probably not liking us very much at the moment. So hopefully we can get this back on track. We do need to see some of these technical patterns start to follow through a little bit. I'm not sure that's going to change anytime soon. Maybe it will with the start of a new month, and we will get some bias one way or the other. But Steve, have you picked anything that you like? Obviously, you mentioned indices, and you may be looking at doing something on that front.
Yeah, I'm going to buy Dow basically.
Ian, would you mind sharing Steve's screen?
Yeah.
I'd rather you didn't. I'm going to buy Dow and set longs around here. I've just bought it myself. I've actually buying Dow, selling NASDAQ just because of the last hour. But that's a bit too sort of like cheeky to put that on a gun to head challenge. Maybe I could get a chart up with a differential and trade that. But I'm just going to sort of like see how that plays out in the next few hours and maybe hold on to that. I sort of think if we do get a push higher in the Dow and the S&P, NASDAQ may take a bit of a hit on the back of that. So 29,960, getting long in here. Set the stop. What's the low on there? 29,840. So a 12-hour tick stop. And let's go for a nice round 3-to-1 risk reward. I'll target a move to 30,320, which will be all-time highs, hopefully, shouldn't it? Blue skies. That's what I'm going for. Yeah.
Okay, nice one.
Joe?
Yeah, Ian, do you want to put my screen up? You got it there. Okay, so I'm looking at euro sterling. This is the hourly chart. Downtrend channel, as you can see there, but in the last couple of days or so, there's been maybe some signs that we are trying to form a bottom and potentially going to have a go at breaking out of this channel that's formed. So what I've got here on the hourly chart is a wedge here, which I'm hoping is going to break to the upside and then see a push up to the upper end of this channel, maybe up around about the 0.9000 level. So I'm going to buy this now. Also, what I like about this is over the last couple of hours, we've seen these sort of long-legged hammer candles that are starting to form, potentially signifying a bottom taking shape. I'm going to buy it now at 89.42. Going to target a move up to 90, the round number, and a stop loss at 89.27. So it's about 4-to-1 risk reward on that one today. Hoping for a bit of follow through. Would be nice, but let's see. Ian, what you got? You're on mute,
Go
mate.
mute.
I'm going to go with you. I'm going with cable. I'm going to look for some trouble in the commons. I'm going to sell at 134.01. Is it a 96 now? Fucking hell. Nicking pips. I'm going to sell at 133.97. I'm having that. 133.97. Stop at 134.41. Going for a ridiculous target of the measured move target, which is down here at 128.60. Disaster.
That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
11.9 to 1. We'll see how far we get.
Yeah,
which is probably my track record at the moment. Is probably nowhere.
Yeah, we're all in the same boat, mate.
That's the thing. I think with when you have a drawdown like this, you can sort of get all panicky and try different things. But over time, generally, if your plan is working, you just stick to it and just sort of like pare back a little bit. But you know,
I thought you were supposed to double up.
Yes, that's the X-rated version of Talking Bull that's on the dark web.
On the dark web, that one.
So yeah, be sensible. Stick to your plan.
Stay consistent.
Steak and what? Steak and chips?
No, not here, mate. Vegetarian household.
Oh wow, it's getting messy. This is.
Okay.
Vegetarian household. What is going on?
Data today. German unemployment has already been out. That was at 8.55. I don't know if any of you've got a read on that. Eurozone CPI at 10. Prices expected to fall 0.3% year on year. 1:30, we've got Canadian GDP expected to rise 10% quarter on quarter. Keep an eye out for that if you've got any Canadian positions open. And then at 3 p.m, we've got the US ISM manufacturing PMI, which is expected to fall to 57. So there is a fair amount of high impact data due throughout the day today. And I can see on Ian's screen there, we've also got ECB President Lagarde speaking at 5 o'clock. And obviously with what's going on
and
with
Fed.
And Fed speakers as well.
Powell is at 3 o'clock.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Got a nice little red one.
Yeah. So certainly some bits to keep an eye out for on the markets later today. So be careful if you've got positions open. Don't think there's anything else to add unless you guys have got anything that's caught your eye.
No.
No, all good. Thanks.
And again, overnight, RBA is out. GDP. RBNZ's governor speaking, RBA's governor speaking, so might get a little bit of movement overnight as well.
Cool. Okay, well, let's wrap it up there then. Have a good day, everybody, and we will be back tomorrow morning.
Enjoy.
Without Ian, you're not here tomorrow, are you, Ian? Or you're around in the morning?
Might be. Wait and see.
What day are you doing your...
That's Thursday.
Thursday,
I'm chucking myself out of a plane, yeah.
Okay, fantastic. We look forward to the update on that.
If there is an update.
If there is one. Tune in.
Let's do it live.
Do you boys want to pay extra so that we get it on film?
Yeah, I don't mind doing that. Listen, are you doing it for charity? Are you raising money?
No.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
No, I was going to, but then I thought we'd raised enough in the past, so I thought I'd just fly solo.
Lovely.
Okay. All right, lovely.
Yeah, best of luck. Okay, guys. See you tomorrow then.
Yeah, enjoy.
Right, cheers.
Cheers.
Bye.